Motivation is one of those things that can seem like a struggle. And most of the time, it comes from, well, there are a couple of different things that it can come from. But one of the things that I've realized is that it actually comes from being overstimulated and putting more pressure on ourselves that needs to be. I want to talk a little bit about that today with you. Hi, I'm Dr. Asha. Thank you so much for joining me today. I realize that this is something that I get asked about a lot from my clients is how do you stay motivated? How do you stay inspired when you don't feel like it? And there are many different reasons why you may not be motivated. Maybe what you're working on is not inspiring you anymore. Maybe it's not what you're wanting to do in your work life, in your relationship, whatever it is. Maybe it's something that is no more in alignment with who you are and what you're wanting to do. This is important that we take these times, we take some time out to be able to realize when something that we're working towards is just not meant for us in so many ways. It's not meant for us in the sense of it's not in alignment with what we're truly, truly from our heart of hearts really want to do. I have found this many times. Over the course of the years, I have undergone tremendous amount of transformation on all different levels, professionally, personally, in every way. And one of the things that has always kept me motivated is coming back to my why. Why am I doing something? Why am I helping people? What is my motivation in helping people? What do I want to help them with? And how do I want to do that? Do I want to do it by seeing them one-on-one? Do I want to help groups? Do I want, whatever it is, how do I want to do it? For example, this video that I'm making for you guys right now and the podcast that I have, why do I do that? Finding my why and coming back to my why has always helped me keep motivated and inspired. This will help you, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, it does not matter. It does not have to be only work related or business related, but anything that you're doing in your life, even in the relationships that you have to ask yourself, is this in alignment? Is this something that I want to be doing? Do I want to be spending my time? I find that our time is one of our most precious currencies. We have X amount of time per day. And how are we going to use all those minutes? How are we going to use it? A majority of that 6 to 8 hours, let's just say, is for sleeping. And probably another 2 to 3 hours of the day is probably busy with eating or drinking. So how many more hours do we have? We have roughly about 14 more hours during the day. How are we going to spend it? This is going to help you tremendously when evaluating and looking at how you want to spend your time. Our time appears to be so short here, but there's so much that we can do in the time that we have. How we choose to utilize our time and how we choose to expend our energy is going to make a big difference. There are some things that just aren't worth it. Once you start evaluating this, there were a few years ago that I was sitting with a good friend of mine, and he and I were talking about some of the things that we were tired of spending time with. And we started laughing. We're like, why are we even doing that? Why do we choose to do that? Why don't we let somebody else deal with that likes to be doing that, or just drop it, let it go, refocus, realign with what is exactly the importance, what is our why, what is our goal, what are we looking towards, and just spend energy on that. And once we started doing this, we were working on some projects together, and it was very interesting. Once we started doing it, we became so much more productive. We got things done. Like I was amazed. I was like, wow, this whole time I thought that I was being lazy or that I wasn't getting motivated enough. But what it was is that we were picking and choosing. We were able to evaluate what was actually worth our energy and our focus and our time and what was not. When you are able to do this, this is going to help you. And it can be in the smallest of things. It can be in the bigger projects, because what ultimately matters is that at the end of the day, the sense of purpose, I think we all want to have and feel a sense of purpose in our life. For each of us, it's different. And there can be a bigger purpose and there can be like subsets of it. So for example, people that are helping people, we're all helping people to a certain degree, whether it's through our product or service or whatever it is that we're doing, we are helping people. But what does it mean to us? What is our own unique motivation and inspiration behind it? What is our intention behind it? And being more in alignment with that, making sure that our actions, our thoughts, everything is in alignment with that and supporting that. You're going to get a deeper sense of fulfillment. You're going to get a deeper sense of purpose, but you're also going to get the motivation, inspiration. It comes from within. You're not going to have to force it. You're not going to have to go out and seek it somewhere outside of yourself. It's going to come from within you. And when it comes from within you, that's when you really know that you're on the right track of what you're here to do in your life. I was talking to an old friend of mine who retired. He retired about 10 years ago, and he officially retired, but he continues to work. He continues to work. He helps other entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs in their businesses. And I asked him, I said, why is it that you have continued to work, even though officially on paper you're retired? And he said, it's because he loves what he does. And he knows that his purpose in this world, whether he gets paid for it, generously or not, his purpose is to help other people and to help them be better versions of themselves. And that keeps him more active and vital and probably healthier on every level than he ever felt before. I find that inspiring because we live in a society where we're focused on retirement as the goal. Is it really the goal? What if we made our life's purpose our goal rather than making some sort of end stop? Granted, retirement and all of these things are a natural thing in our society. I'm not saying anything against that at all, but I am saying, what if we were to reframe our perspective in order to find this motivation and inspiration within us, in order to help us fulfill and live our life fully in the way that we want to express ourselves and help other people and do more good here on this earth. We all need that. Being our unique self really helps in that. So thank you so much for joining me today. If this inspired you, if you have any questions, drop a comment. If this inspired you to share this with somebody that may need to hear this message, I appreciate you sharing the video. Subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much. Until next time.